I began my research into gratitude for a couple of different reasons. One of them was reflecting on the sociology, anthropology, and philosophy of gift that's been very popular in the last 50 or so years. And I realized that there was a gap in the literature on that topic, and not as much attention had been given to the receptive side of gift giving. There was a lot of attention given to the meaning of gift giving itself, but what did it mean to receive a gift, and how does one receive a gift well? The other had to do with studies in literature, and particularly in Shakespearean literature, where I realized that gratitude and ingratitude were important public issues. Many of Shakespeare's plays, particularly his plays that are based in the Roman world, the plot turns on a gratitude or ingratitude, and that's an explicit theme of the play. Monster ingratitude, as King Lear calls it, and he's talking about his daughters who have kicked him out of their homes and sent him out into the wilderness. Ingratitude toward parents is one of the that's the motivating force behind that's the motivating drive behind the plot of King Lear. But it's also there in the Roman plays, and it's a public issue. And one of my initiating thoughts was that what we're looking at in the story of gratitude in the Western world is a privatization of gratitude. We move from a world, at least up to Shakespeare, where gratitude has a public role, and then eventually we come to a place in our modern world where gratitude is reduced to a matter of etiquette, and it's just a private expression of politeness. It's not a public virtue, and it doesn't have to do with politics, as it did in the actual ancient Roman world and up to the Elizabethan era. And I was going to blame the Enlightenment, as always, because the Enlightenment is responsible for every evil that we have. What I realized as I started studying, though, was that much of what the Enlightenment is trying to do in this regard, with regard to gratitude and the surrounding issues, really has its roots in the New Testament and its roots in Christianity. It's a secularized version of Christianity. There's Christian themes, a Christian idea of liberty without God. But there's still a continuity between the impact that Christianity has on the world and the efforts of the Enlightenment. And in particular, what I see in the New Testament is a kind of liberation from the dark side of gratitude. Gratitude did have a dark side in the ancient world. It functioned kind of like a mafia. If you're in a position of power, you would give gifts as the Godfather would give gifts. You would give gifts with the expectation that out of gratitude, the person that received the gift would do you a favor at some point in return. That favor might be to go out and kill one of your rivals, one of your enemies, but they're beholden to you and they're enslaved to you because they're the recipient of your generosity. In the New Testament, that doesn't work. All gifts come from the Heavenly Father. He's the giver of all good and perfect gifts. We receive gifts from human beings, obviously, but our gratitude is ultimately to our Father who gives us all good gifts. And that frees us up from those kind of perverse forms of gratitude, those enslaving forms of gratitude that were common in the Roman world. We're no longer beholden to the human givers, but we're beholden to the Heavenly Father who's the source of all gifts. So there's a kind of liberation that takes place with Christianity that the Enlightenment then secularizes. And I think that's really one of the profound cultural transformation that Christianity introduces. Gratitudes and the dynamics of gift giving and reception are central to ancient societies. And Christianity liberates people so that they're no longer beholden to their benefactors, but instead live in freedom before their Heavenly Father.